Hey there. All right. Well, this is video attempt number 2. I actually had a video that I planned, but then with the humidity and everything this weekend, I thought it was good to switch up and chat about another topic quickly. So for any of you who are out running on Saturday morning, it got a lot warmer than we've been running in, and the humidity, it really bumped up a lot. And so when we send out the Magic Mile spreadsheets and you have your goal pace, that's assuming reasonable weather. And kind of reasonable weather is something, under 60 degrees with lower humidity, not a lot of sun, things like that. But as soon as you start getting the humidity, and I don't know the exact percentage of humidity we had on Saturday's run, but you get those humidities that are up there where you can definitely feel that the humidity is there. You get, you don't have overcast, so you got bright sun on you, or you get those temperatures that are, 60 or creeping above 60. That's when we need to slow down our pace. So even though our Magic Mile might say that we can run at, let's say we can run a race at 10-minute pace. If you start creeping up there, every degree you get a little bit warmer, or when the humidity gets up there a little bit warmer, we're gonna have to dial those times back and get a little bit slower. And it'll take the same amount of effort to go that slower speed. So when you see the Magic Mile times and you're out on a run and just like, oh, I can't hit my time. Why can't I hit my time today? One thing you really need to figure in that weather and make sure that you're considering that weather and the effect that weather can have. So for someone who's a 10-minute mile, you get a higher humidity or a higher temperature. I mean, it can be a minute or even more than a minute per mile that you have to slow it down to get to that ideal pace. So don't be frustrated if some of your runs are a little bit slower when the humidity gets higher or the temperature gets higher. The other thing to consider is, any of these spring races, we get the surprise weather where we train the whole time in cold and then also we get that hot day, or, we don't get that opportunity to have the humid day. So actually, when you get one of those humid days where you get in training, that's a great thing. It trains your body a little bit. But if you get to race day and it's a sort of weather day that you haven't had an opportunity to train in, make sure you take it slow from the start. Don't say, well, I know it's hotter, I know it's more humid, I'm going to stick to my pace and then see how far I can go. That's a recipe for disaster. So, I think we're finally hitting that time of the year where we're going to get those weather patterns switching. Hopefully we can get those weather patterns where they switch prior to your race day, and so you get a couple chances to practice in them. But if you don't get those opportunities to train in them, just remember that you do need to dial back those paces, and you do need to go slower. And it's not that you're a wimp or anything. It's just that's what your body needs for these higher humidities and those higher temperatures. So have a great time. Like I said, we're gonna get a couple warmer days, and I think it's gonna shift back to colder. So instead of thinking of that as a bad thing, think of that as an exciting thing. It just gives us more opportunities to train in multiple different weather conditions. So. For anyone who's racing already, make sure you post on the page how you did, what was awesome about your race, so we can all cheer along with you. See you guys.